All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motherfucking action. NumbersLie. NumbersLie podcast. Hello. Yeah, we're on. It's another Thursday. Hello. Can everyone?
It's Wednesday, G.
It is Wednesday. See? It's a special. Switch it up on. Hey, this week has been going by real slow. That's just me, though. But yeah, NumbersLie podcast. It's Wednesday.
Panorama, that's why.
It's a panorama outside. Hey, man, look. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. NumbersLie is everywhere.
Poshmark.
We on Black Planet.
Facebook Marketplace.
Clubhouse.
No, I think that we shut down our Black Planet.
We shut down the Black Planet. Okay, but we're everywhere, man. So, holla at us, follow us, like us,
We're on the
all
party
that.
line. We're gonna be in room 338.
Yep. We here. So, yeah, just support, obviously. NumbersLie sports.net. Well, it's NumbersLie.net, right? Okay.
.net.
/store. Go ahead and copy merch as well. New merch coming soon. So yeah, other than that, we're gonna start off with a lot of action in the NBA actually right now. So a lot to talk about today. We're gonna start with the struggles of the NBA. I know it's been a season. We like a quarter of the season done now, probably a third of the season done, and some teams are struggling, some teams are doing well. Some teams are struggling uncharacteristically, and we wanted to actually talk about that real quick. So. The Nets. I mean, obviously, the Nets have. Oh, breaking news. Go ahead.
We have a baller alert.
A baller alert.
Baller alert.
It better not be a trade, man. If y'all know how you get in.
No,
Let me go to my.
has 20 points in the first quarter. Damn. Scores 44 to 34.
Fuck, they playing New Orleans, right?
Pelicans.
He's showing up. No, Lonzo Ball gonna
He
show off today
auditioning
too.
for all these other teams right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, he gonna Lonzo Ball audition. I got Lonzo Ball scoring 20 points tonight.
Anybody talking
I'm
about?
talking about Lonzo Ball.
Talking about Oates.
Well, he better. He need to do that. He All-Star this
As
year
much
anyway.
as I
So
don't want the All-Star game to happen, I would love to see Zach LaVine in the All-Star game.
Absolutely.
He definitely deserves it.
fuck it. Win the dunk contest
For
again.
the game.
No, for the game.
I know. I'm talking about dunk contest. Yeah. 2016 dunk contest was best.
He needs to be there. My fault. Go back.
Yeah,
to
we
the
getting
I'm
off. We
going
getting off.
on a
Yeah,
tangent.
we get to that. We get to that. But so we're talking about struggles of the Nets. Who else? Nets, Mavs struggling, uncharacteristically though.
Miami.
And Miami. Oh yeah, let's start with Miami because Crusher and somebody else liked Miami too. Like was like a
I'm a huge Miami
yeah.
fan.
So what's going on with Miami, man? I know Jimmy Butler just got off of quarantine.
I think it's just a combination of injuries, COVID, and the fact that they had one of the shortest off seasons of the year. That's what happens. I mean, I think that's kind of like what's happening with the Dallas Mavericks as well. But I mean, just talking about the Miami Heat, they just haven't had the chemistry that they had last year.
Yeah, and not having like a actual summer, like a training camp, and just trying to get that continuity. I think that.
But Spoelstra need to switch it up though, because Goran Dragic ain't doing it no more. Like I don't know what's his beef.
He still start?
So you think Kendrick Nunn should get more than the minutes now?
When he get in, Nunn be balling. Nunn will go
He
3
start now.
games without playing, and then get in it.
Right. Like I don't know what's his beef with Kendrick Nunn, but Kendrick Nunn deserves more minutes. I believe he deserves to start.
He getting them now.
Goran Dragic is too old at this point in his career. He stay hurt. He's hurt now. He was just hurt like 2 weeks ago.
And it's the little nagging.
Right, it's always little nagging injuries that keep him out 2 to 3 weeks. And if you the Miami Heat, how you gonna get chemistry with that? You know what I'm saying? With your starting point guard out every other week.
Right.
So, I seen this coming with Goran Dragic for the past 2 years, but at this point, with the way that they tanking this year, like they definitely need to switch it up.
I don't think they tanking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not tanking.
I'm about to say that. I'm saying.
Just the way that they performing this year.
True.
Like they need to switch it up.
True. So where's the Miami Heat at? Right? Actually, Phil, can you pull up the standings real quick so I can see?
I had a question. Do you feel that? I feel like one of those players like Jay Crowder not being there is forcing them to change their.
They got
lineup.
Avery Bradley though.
But he's hurt. He's hurt right now. And he doesn't
I
play
think
stretch
it
forward.
may have a little factor, but I think more so it's them not being able to play together and the COVID thing and just trying to get that continuity, and to your point, going dry, you just be a little bit long in the tooth.
I'm just saying, I feel like their team took off to that next level once they got Crowder and Iguodala last year.
Okay.
And that forced Myers Leonard to the bench, and that forced Bam to the 5 spot.
Uh-huh.
Now they're trying to play Kelly Olynyk more and Myers Leonard more. I feel like their best lineup was a smaller lineup, and they were able to get after it defensively a lot better. And I feel like losing a player like Jay Crowder, not replacing him with another stretch 4, these are the effects of that as well.
They replaced
Miami. They're 10th in the East right now currently.
Okay. They replaced Crowder with Olynyk, you said?
And like Olynyk's starting right now. Him and Myers Leonard have been trading off.
Okay. But yeah, I think it's really, a lot, like Memphis said, like the COVID thing. Like Jimmy was out for like a lot of time.
Lost
12 pounds.
I thought he fucked his ankle up. I didn't know yet.
Nah, he was out with COVID. Had lost 12 pounds, had to gain it back. They showing the videos of him all skinny and stuff. So
Yeah, I feel like everything we're about to talk about is an effect of COVID.
I feel
more
like
than anything.
once All-Star break hits will come around, and these vaccines come through, and less COVID testings, positive testings are coming out. I think that we'll see more consistency around the league, and the better teams will rise to the top. And I feel like Miami Heat is a better team. They just unfortunately been hit with these,
True.
crazy.
I don't know, man. I still don't get the COVID protocols for the NBA right now.
yeah, it's mad
How?
confusing, B. The KD thing. Let's talk about that. The KD thing.
Quick though with,
Oh, go ahead.
with Miami. Miami's had offensively they had a huge drop in shooting, and I mean I can say that because I have one of their players, but at the same time I think that people have figured out players like Duncan Robinson. Last year at the end of the season, the Heat were second or third in the league as a team in 3-point percentage. This year they're I want to say between 18th and 20th. It's just a huge drop off, and I think that to Jawan's point, players like Jay Crowder, that was his role in the offense was to hit the 3-point shot. I think overall the offense is down. It does have a lot to do with injuries and COVID. The reason I wanted to speak about the Heat is because they may be one of the elite teams, but unlike Phil, I don't think they bounce back from this. I think that the more they lose with the shortened season, I think eventually, not that they give up, but they call it. They may end up being. Let me finish.
I am. Go ahead.
They may end up playing. They may end up playing in the play-in tournament.
Okay.
But if so, they'll be playing in it, in my opinion, as 9 or 10. Eight at the most. I don't think they make any noise.
And you made a fair point with the 72 compressed season.
Right.
Yeah.
With enough injuries and things after a while, again, I'm not using the word give up, but, some teams do throw in the towel after a while once you realize that this year ain't, you know what I'm saying, it's not happening.
So just to confirm.
If they get the 8th seed and the Bucks got the 1 seed, who you take?
This year, unlike last, I'm taking Milwaukee.
So do you have the Miami Heat making the playoffs?
I initially did. I think that they still can. But we're talking about a team that made the finals last year. Pushed it to 6 games. That's nowhere near the team that we're looking at this year, unfortunately. We may be looking at a lot of the same players, but the few that have gone were instrumental pieces, in my opinion, and especially when you consider a deep playoff run. And again, I just don't think that it happens again for them this year. Again, if they make the playoffs, they'll be in the play-in portion of the tournament, but I don't think they make any type of noise. I don't think so. Like I said, I don't think they bounce back like one of the elite teams from this start. I don't.
So they can make the playoffs.
Because of the play-in, 8 through 10 is
Okay,
so
cool.
So that's why I say that.
Okay. Where they at?
Ooh.
No, I want to know where they at. They at 10. Okay.
They're 10.
I think they bounce back to top 7. But yeah, we'll see. What you about to say?
No.
He just dropped Melo.
Brooklyn that struggles. move treasure.
So yeah, Brooklyn. I mean, well, we was about to talk about the KD thing. So KD basically they cleared him for the game. Came in. Well, no, they didn't clear him at first,
Yeah,
so he
they
didn't
ruled him
start.
out.
They ruled him out.
Ruled him out. He didn't start. They
Right.
came. They let him play,
Basically, the whole first half.
and then they said no again.
But it was so weird though. Like if you were watching the game, it was like he committed a foul.
It was his fifth
You're
foul.
thinking that he's going out because it was his fourth or fifth. It was his fourth foul at that
Right.
point in the third quarter.
They challenged it.
And they were going to challenge it, and then all of a sudden you hear that he's not coming back into the game. This shit was just super weird, man.
So it's a little tough to understand the COVID protocols and everything like that too. So it's a lot going on. I think Kyrie said something today. I had to say to my phone. He was saying something like we're the team that everyone looks at or something to that effect. Like basically, I feel like he was saying people picking on us.
No, he said they're average.
I know. I remember that quote, but I think he said something today. He said the average thing after that
We'll
We'll
need-
need
Detroit.
the quote since you say it.
Exactly. Yeah, I gotta pull it up.
I think it was more so he was pointing out the fact that teams want to beat them. In everyone else's mind, they're the team to beat. But in his mind, they're average. They haven't proved anything to be the team to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Which
So
I feel them on, but I also feel like how many games have they played as a team, a full team yet?
yeah, so that's the thing. Like people obviously saying they struggle. Is it just the defense? Like what do they need to do to improve?
It
Like
is
they-
just
they-
defense.
That's
Like,
it.
with the offense, they can put up 130 points a night with a healthy team. But hell, they're giving up 120, 125.
And the funny part is that this is a veteran team. You would think that they would know defensive concepts. Like you got DeAndre Jordan that comes from a defensive coach knowing Doc Rivers. Har's been in the league. KD, like, come
But
on now.
that-
The
You guys, like,
starting
you're not
five has
really-
been in the league at least 4 to 5 years or more. And I'm only counting Joe Harris as being
But
the young.
I don't
I don't
think
get
that. But just saying they know the concepts is different because at this place we hedge everything. At this place we go under everything, and I think without them being able to play together to build that communication, like okay, James, you want me to hedge? You want me to switch? I think those are the things that great teams have. That the non-verbal cues. And that comes after building. Like, if you look at all the top defense in the NBA right now, they're teams that have played together. They're not, like, adding brand new
I
pieces.
tell you what, the 30 piece that they put on the
tell
pages
you
right
what.
now, this is something crazy.
Now, while I do agree with you, though, that just means that, players like Kyrie and KD, they have to tell their teammates that they have to be more vocal on
Yeah,
defense.
for sure.
They have to.
The Pacers are coming back.
Yeah, I saw they only down 14 now or something. I just saw.
So it's 80 to 62 now.
But I did see, like, I don't think their problem is DeAndre Jordan. They are terrible.
It's team defense. I
Yeah,
said that.
they're terrible on the perimeter. Like, they can't stop anyone. Not even getting to they're terrible at stopping the
It's
three-point
DeAndre
shot.
Jordan too,
And
because he sometimes doesn't hedge. And I remember a play where he didn't even communicate to James Harden, and they had to sit down and talk about it. So it's overall, it's a team defense is terrible.
Yeah, but
Communication
I'm saying,
is
man,
big,
I don't
but
think
the
adding
small things like overhelping,
right.
that
comes from playing together.
Right. That type of I don't think that stuff like overhelping comes with playing together. I think that that's common sense defense. Overhelping and knowing player personnel and things like that. That's just something that you got to have as a professional athlete. That doesn't come with playing together. I don't think. Like, you have to know who you're playing, how far you can help. I mean, shit. Do they have any type of pregame game plan for you? Like,
We
they-
talked about, but
they
we've
literally
talked
get
about
out there
that.
on defense
defensive
and
concept,
stand there so
yup.
they can either grab an offensive
It's
rebound
like-
or take it out so they
Let's
can get
go
back on
outscore
offense.
them.
That shit is
Let's
terrible.
Go outscore them guys. We ain't not even caring.
That
about
shit is
these guys.
terrible.
Yeah, people said somebody said they just play defense to get back on
I
offense.
said that. Yes, they play defense to get back on offense.
Hopefully they still make some moves I don't know who they gonna get in the off season. I mean, like not the off season, but like right now before the trade deadline. But they got to get somebody to sure up they
Wing
like I was thinking they wings. Yeah. They need better.
Well, they got him on Shumpert.
Has Shumpert played yet?
No, not yet. He's injured actually.
Oh, wow.
They said he's actually injured too.
Yeah,
DNP old.
He out of shape.
He's gonna work himself.
Yeah, that's all.
He got to get his wind up pretty much.
Closer to the second half of
But
the
so
season.
Menifee, so I just want to check in with you because I think you the one that said Harden and Kyrie might not work. So do you think they are working now? Offensively though.
Offensively, they're working better. Offensively, they're working better than what I expected. But with this roster, they're not gonna work.
Overall?
I agree.
No.
I agree.
So you think they're not going to win the championship partly because of Harden and Kyrie?
Yes.
All right, just checking. Okay. But I think the biggest thing is defense, obviously.
I think they're all comfortable with playing. I'm not saying all. I feel watching James Harden these first couple games, I feel he's comfortable with taking the back seat.
Yeah.
Of being the actual facilitator.
Distributor, right.
And it's so weird to think about. His turnovers are way down.
Because it's usage.
What
You know.
That's not true. His turnovers are ridiculous.
and
I saw
Menifee
he
would
had
know.
13 assists and no turnovers a couple days ago. He had 5 yesterday. I know that.
And he has 5 now.
But he has taken the back seat though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you there, but
And someone needed to though.
And I feel like they're treating Kyrie like the alpha male, if that makes sense. Like he's
Really?
taking the.
he had 5 turnovers right now. He had 7 the other night.
Sound like Westbrook.
3, 5.
That's not bad, actually,
That's not bad.
considering his previous.
Just like his previous stop before this stop.
I'm thinking you thinking like 7, 8, 6, 7.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's still. I want to see the final project of
That's
this
why I
next
really
team.
don't want to judge Brooklyn right now.
We got like another
I mean,
5
I know
games.
I know it's
They gotta
early,
trade
but
it.
it's real early for them given the
What is the
fact that
deadline?
they had made this massive trade during the season.
Yeah, it's March.
Yeah.
They got a brand new everything in
KD
Brooklyn.
KD been out for 2.5, 3 weeks for COVID. You know what I'm saying? So
Kyrie
I
was
can't
out a
even
little
really
bit.
talk about Brooklyn right now.
So like Phil said, I think March we'll see a close to 100% Brooklyn Nets team. So I don't think it's fair to I don't think it's fair to really judge them just yet. Still early. Tell them Phil. Still
And I
early.
don't think they need big
and
pieces.
everybody knew that they was gonna have defensive
Yes.
problems. Like we
But
you know
hey,
what I'm saying?
It
this
wasn't
is
like they were stoppers before
not
the
like
trade.
We knew that backcourt.
No, we did though.
But were they stopping teams before the trade?
I mean, they were
They had probably better
they were
players
better
out there defensively.
a little bit better defensively though.
Karis
With
You still had Jared Allen.
And
back
Allen.
there.
Jared Allen, Karis
What are you
LeVert.
talking about backcourt wise?
I mean, I just think. I feel like
They didn't play enough
What they-
games even.
Right.
Glass half full on this project right now.
I'm a glass half full on a team that's been together for 2 weeks. Yes. What do you mean? With arguably 3 of the top 5 offensive players in the
I'm
league.
with you. I just you know what I'm saying. They just need to
Still
make
early.
more trades.
Yeah.
They gotta make some more moves.
And they will, for sure. They got Noah Vonleh. They got Norvell Pale. That's his name.
Stop saying that name.
That's not his name?
I don't know who that is.
Maybe you picked him up, Novell Pale.
That
That's
sounds
his
like
name.
him.
Yeah.
That sounds
Shot blocker.
like a
Had 3
creative
blocks
player.
last game.
No veil.
Yeah, Pelly. So yeah, so we talked about the Brooklyn Nets. Now, did we talk about the Mavericks and Luka the Don? So they struggling as well.
Injuries.
It's just injuries, yeah.
All injuries.
So Jay Rich just got back. Josh Richardson, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yep, Josh Richardson. Porzingis. He was injured first half of the year.
Ooh, and one.
And then, Luka playing the guy who he was traded for in the draft. So Mavs is struggling. Let's discuss the Mavs struggle. Okay, so it's pretty much injuries. We get it. But let's talk about real quick the drawing of the fouls. How y'all feel about the drawing of the fouls? And Luka does it. He's real like a crafty 15-year veteran already. And then Trey Young does it as well with the whole putting his booty out,
Yeah, he
sticking his
literally
booty
stopped.
out when the motherfucker like following him around the pick. How y'all feel about that?
They
Is
call
that
that one?
is that okay? Like,
I mean, it's the game. I mean, it's weak as shit, but it's within the rules of the game.
What's the difference in what
It's
Harden
players
does?
just always
Or
trying to
did?
figure out how to outsmart the rules or how to gain an advantage, and you're gonna always see different type of creativity in how to adjust to the rules. So yeah, it's shit like this gonna always happen.
Huh. So they shouldn't change the rule. Like didn't they change like administer a ref rule with the KD whole swipe through thing? Like
Yeah,
that was
it's still
KD,
a
right?
foul. You just don't get shots from
Right.
it. That's the only difference.
Yeah. So
Which I
it's side
agree.
out if they do
Yeah,
like
but
that.
I mean, they're
But
in the act
so-
of shooting when they do this.
KD is in an active shooting.
No,
right?
he's
But not
loading
every time,
up
though,
to shoot.
man. Like Trae Young don't always be in the act of shooting when he does it. He
Okay.
goes into the act of shooting once
He gets
you run
contact.
into him.
Yeah, then he
He'll
starts
dribble,
shooting.
he'll stop, and once you run into him, then he'll go into the act of shooting.
Okay.
Like he's not already in shooting motion when he initially draws the contact. But it is so simultaneous that it's called a shooting foul.
Okay. So no rule changes need to be made for it. It's people pretty much overreacting about the Trae Young thing.
It's just, I feel like we thought the same thing with the James Harden going over the top of the screens, where players tried to chase over the top of the screens and he'll stop and pull up and get the foul like that.
I mean, it's a foul. And to the point, like it's all
That's
about
staying.
creativity of the game. And you just gotta.
What
Like
it all, in my opinion, what it all boils down to is the league found more ways to score more points. Defense is not something that is heralded in the NBA like it once was. It's almost like
Terrible.
baseball in the sense of chicks dig the long. It's
Yep.
all about the amount of points that especially a superstar player can put up because of how much draw he can bring to a nationally televised game.
Facts.
It's all about the offense.
Yeah, it's a lot of offense going on, especially what was that Golden State Dallas game the other day. Oh my God, that was
And I mean, realistically,
not a stitch of
I'm
defense.
sure, I'm sure there'll be people watching and listening like, well, yeah, like what the fuck you expect? Like, Dikembe Mutombo was never the highest paid player in the league. Like,
We're not coming to see Rudy
nobody came
Gobert.
to see him stop people from scoring.
Right.
Like we came to see the ball get put in the basket. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, but yeah, who's that? Trae Young and Luka got traded for each other. So I think we was talking about that too. Like who won that trade? The Trae Young Luka trade and then draft.
Didn't
If you
if
look
it's
at
just
it,
players.
I mean,
I think Atlanta got another pick for that too, which ended up being Hunter, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I still think Dallas at this point.
So Luka's-
if you look at it from a team aspect, have the Mavs made the playoffs with Luka
Last year, when I said they made the playoffs
So,
and everybody else was like, "Shut up, Tweet." Remember that?
So
Yeah.
right, Trae Young is yet to lead the Hawks to the playoffs. Even if you look at individual careers to this point, I think if you take numbers out and add to the impact of the game, I think it's still Luka. Trae Young isn't doing anything that we haven't seen. I can see if Steph Curry wasn't in the league. Trae
Steph
Young,
Curry light.
and so therefore that's why I say the Mavs are the winner of this trade at the moment.
Okay. All right. So that's it with struggling. I mean, you got some other teams that are also struggling. You got the Toronto Raptors, but I feel like they're gonna be okay. They're on a little winning streak too. They got their bodies back.
I asked
They still playing big man.
I asked Crusher and Phil earlier. Do you feel that some of the Raptors' struggles is the fact that they're in Tampa Bay and not in Toronto?
Like technically fully away
Like
game.
fully
So it's
in Tampa Bay. Like they can't go home.
So just to shine a bit more light on it, put it to you this way. Granted, everybody played in the bubble last year. But in the offseason, everyone got to go home for however long they were home. But they're currently playing home games. So, while they're on these home stretches, they're still with family and friends and yada, yada, yada. Canada won't allow people to travel into their country, so the Raptors cannot host games, which is why they're playing in Tampa. Now, if you're, one of the players on Toronto who's had, maybe a 2 to 3 year tenure, you may live in Toronto, and your family may be in Toronto. But if you decided to bring them to Tampa, they have to stay. Like if they have a job or your kid goes to school, all of that's over and done with. And so we say that to say, it is slightly different. I would imagine for them because seeing that they don't have to be in the bubble, a lot of them still may not be around family and friends like everyone else. You know what I'm saying in the league, and it is technically away games, but that's kind of the only thing that I see as to the difference with them and other teams. But it is kind of a big one, I would imagine.
I just think about, do you like taking that plane ride home from vacation? Like, damn, I can't wait to get in my bed. Like, and we just regular people not playing games and nothing. You was like, we leaving vacation and can't wait to get home in our bed. Like, can you imagine, like, man, I can't wait to get back to my rental house, to my apartment. Like that, I don't know. I just feel like that throws off everything with your game day rituals and things like that.
Being comfortable.
Yeah, like you have your thing like, okay, I go to the fucking Starbucks on 11th Street, then I pull into the stadium by 5:45, and I'll beat the
The
traffic.
routine is everything.
Yeah,
with
now
sports.
you just
They
like
sacrificed that for a season and a half now, pretty well. By the end of this season,
Yeah.
it'll be
a full year.
season and a half.
They've been gone in the grand scheme of things. They've been in Florida for damn near a full year.
So looking at the bright side, we got future's bright because I think the NBA came out and said only one player tested positive for COVID in the last test, which was Drew Holiday, I believe.
But Toronto will still be in Tampa.
I think they're getting used to it now. I mean, they're settling in. Everybody's
No choice.
coming back. Right. So,
ain't nothing you can do about it.
yeah, nothing you can do
Yeah,
about
they
it.
see
So.
like damn all the Canadian hockey teams get to stay home. They just playing each other and shit. And now we down here in Tampa in the COVID epicenter at this point.
And I think it's messed up because it would have been a bigger story if it was another team, but just the quiet Raptors, so no one
Yeah.
really cares enough about them. It's like, oh, okay, that's fucked up, but oh well. So, I think, again, they'll be all right. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make a little noise. They might win a first round, might not. I don't know.
Trading
I
Kyle
don't-
Lowry.
I don't
Yes,
think
they should definitely trade Kyle Lowry.
Who's gonna take?
The Clippers. Clippers.
What do you give up?
Fuck you talking
If
about?
you the
That'd be a
Clippers,
great
what do you give up? What are you giving up?
Zubac in a fucking millisecond.
Wow.
Big man.
No, it's like you want to say the small ball. This is basketball, right?
Until you play the Lakers.
See, right.
Until you play the
I
Lakers.
just want to throw this out there real
Or the
quick.
Nuggets.
The Wizards without Russell Westbrook
Yeah,
are
just say that.
4-3. The Wizards with Russell Westbrook are 2-13.
Oh, I thought you was about to say 2-6. God damn, that sounds terrible, man.
Woo!
Yeah, they lost again today with him too, by a dub, right? But he had a triple double though.
Free my nigga Bradley.
Yeah, free Bradley Beal, man. So
He don't want to be free.
Yeah, that's the
He
thing.
got Stockholm syndrome. He don't realize he's kidnapped right now.
like he's the most obvious player. I'll be like, it makes sense if you would be a prima donna, if you would be like real, just
Force your way out.
do James Harden, be James Harden, that would be fine actually. Like I wouldn't care if Bradley Beal was.
Like you have all the right to get the fuck out.
Go ahead, force your way
I
out,
need a
dude.
piece. Don't trip. We gonna get you Westbrook. Like what?
Fuck out of here. Westbrook for John Wall, that was like a wash, man.
Straight up. Westbrook John Wall.
That was
Straight up.
that was the weirdest trade in the world. But so you might as well just transition on to let's talk about the trades. Are there any other trade rumors going on? I know the trade deadline is March 25th, which seems kind of far away to me for some reason.
I've seen that either Laurie or Wendell Carter could be on the move.
Really? I saw Thaddeus Young and a couple I think the Bulls gonna trade their vets. You think Laurie Marketing is on the move?
Because they can't come to a contract agreement.
Yeah. He's in the contract, yeah.
They think he thinks he's worth more than what the Bulls think he's worth.
Larry Marketing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang. So all right, Laurie Marketing. And then who else is he on the Bulls?
Wendell Carter.
Wendell Carter. I can see definitely see Wendell Carter leaving. I'm not really a big fan of his, but Laurie Marketing, I guess. Any other trades?
One of them
I know the
bigs down
Cleveland.
in Boston got to go. One of them bigs
Tristan
in
Thompson.
Cleveland got to go.
Tristan got a ride.
Tristan Thompson gonna go. Who would the Celtics get though? That's the one thing I was gonna I was thinking about who would the Celtics get if they traded Tristan Thompson? Who would they want?
I don't know who you can
But they still
get
trying to go after
Tristan
Drummond?
Thompson. At this point, you probably just get draft
Draft
compensation.
picks.
Some more draft picks for
I mean,
Danny
what
Ainge, huh?
immediate need do they need to replace?
Big.
A big still, I think.
So who's gonna trade for Tristan Thompson and then send you a better big than Tristan
Well,
Thompson?
obviously, Tristan Thompson LP's like, use some of them assets, Danny Ainge. Like, it's time, bro. Like, don't waste Jason Tatum's prime.
Do they have assets still?
Why not? Who did they
What
spend them
assets
on?
do they have?
I thought Danny Ainge was collecting draft picks like OKC was at
It
first.
was like
Yeah,
5
like
years
8
ago.
years. He ended up getting.
Well, we gotta check.
Jason Tatum. What do you mean?
Drafted him, though.
With that,
Okay.
some of that.
All right.
That's from them next picks.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm just saying, like, this, I think, I don't know. The Celtics are right there, and it's like, I feel like Danny Ainge ain't really
What
taking
do you think
advantage
they
of
need?
a solid big. Like, they was talking about Drummond for a second. They was talking about
Okay, so to get
Kevin Love for a
Drummond,
second. They was talking
what
about,
would you give up if you the Celtics to get Drummond?
Trade just
Uh,
stands out.
what's dude name?
Langford.
Thies. Give me, Thies. He gone.
Dice.
Thies. Tomato.
Okay.
Who else? Tristan Thompson too. Well, yeah. Send him back to the Cleveland.
Young going off. I gotta see
What do you got?
Yeah, it was something about the last shot.
Hey, so listen.
Mm-hmm.
Buy or sell the Suns, Jazz, and Charlotte.
Oh wait.
So yeah, buy or sell.
I'm buying the Suns. I am not buying Charlotte just yet.
You don't watch them games, man.
Let's see what happened.
And we.
Off that screen.
Yeah, he bowled him.
Yeah, he tried to defy that.
So
They knew Trey was gonna get the ball.
we buying the Suns. But Utah, are we buying Utah? Utah is on a 15-1
That's what he said.
15-1 win streak. So are we buying the Jazz?
Yes, I'm buying the Jazz. And the reason I'm buying the Jazz is because they're a veteran team. They play
Triple double in the
together.
win.
Bogdan is healthy. Mike Conley is feeling comfortable with the team now. I think that they rolling. You know, they got
Brian with a
and
triple double
Donovan
win.
is stepping up to that Shaq challenge. So I
Okay.
think that
No,
I'm definitely buying it.
He didn't. His numbers are worse since the Shaq challenge.
I'm buying the Jazz.
Yeah, I saw his numbers. So are they worse
Yeah,
since
they said
Shaq?
he's
Shaq was bullying them.
Less point.
Yeah, he's.
Buying the Jazz is what?
That's what I'm saying.
As contenders, like are they're number
No.
one in the West right now? Do you think they stay
No.
number one? You think they get out of the second
It
round?
don't
Like,
matter what they stay.
I don't
If
think
they
they
stay
make
number
too
one
much
all
cap
season.
space.
They gonna bat in the playoffs.
They can add a number one.
Right.
seed.
What?
I'm not buying
Come
that.
playoff time, it ain't gonna mean nothing.
so this is just fool's gold. This is just regular season success.
This is a veteran team that's
You know
been
who's
playing
gonna be
together.
in the end of the season.
They did this last year. They the first team in NBA history with back-to-back 11 straight games.
Yeah,
winning
Denver went off last year. I don't remember the
streaks.
Jazz doing
Back-to-back.
this.
No, the Jazz had 11-game winning streak last year too. The first team in NBA history had 2 straight years of 11-game winning streaks.
They said it's their best start since
Golden State didn't do that?
You say what?
Tomorrow, James Harden took off the whole second half.
He ain't added nothing. He got 18.
Bro, he got
Total.
17, 11, and 5.
Steal?
Yes.
I quit.
See, they be
score?
FanDuel know what they doing.
That's weak.
What score?
He had 16 at half.
Big brother, hey, they be knowing, man.
80. You about to sit out
All right, what else on the agenda, Philly? What else we gotta get to?
Hey, how y'all?
So Super Bowl, we saw that Tampa Bay won.
Mm-hmm.
Brady winning, number 7.
Man, we talk about basketball.
High take though.
We gotta
It is
compare the
fun.
goats. We gotta compare the goats.
So yeah, better run, Brady or LeBron James.
Brady.
Don't you mean Brady or Michael Jordan? We talking about LeBron?
No,
Come on,
Talking
man.
about current era.
So what run we talking about with LeBron?
They both
The
been
finals?
in
His
10.
tenure,
They
just
both-
their career,
Current
their
era.
resume.
Their tenure? A better career, you mean?
Brady.
Talking about championship runs, Phil. I mean, Tweed, like,
That-
why you keep saying other stuff than what he's actually
I'm just,
saying?
because championship run, excuse me, like what?
They both been in 10 finals.
Okay, finals.
God
Okay,
damn.
finals appearances.
So
Dominance.
Championship
A
run.
finals appearance isn't a championship run, brother.
Yes, the fuck it is.
It
No, it's
is.
not.
You made it to the championship.
No. See,
Brady's been
see,
to 10.
this is what we have to
Bron's
talk
been to
about.
10.
This is why we're here.
I don't even care about
Okay.
I don't even care about the conversation.
Right, me either.
Y'all tweaking,
What y'all
man.
think about the All-Star game? man?
Championship
Yeah,
run,
All-Star
like,
game.
y'all, okay, y'all
Give
tweaking.
players that what they say, 5 days off.
Yeah, I don't
Give them
know.
that time off.
And that's fucked up. You
Brady,
get 5.
Brady, and it's only because it's football.
True.
It's football.
Of course, it's Brady, yeah.
The the chance of even making it to that many Super Bowls
It's ridiculous.
is crazy. You know?
He's 7 for 10, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
they
70%. That's crazy.
Tom Brady has a greater chance to make the Super Bowl than Steph Curry has to make a 3-pointer in his career.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
bro.
For real?
They say Tom Brady has more rings than every organization in the NFL.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Next behind him was what?
He the
Pittsburgh?
greatest organization ever.
How is that possible?
He the
Tom-
greatest organization ever.
Tom Brady's a great.
Like, so it's crazy because Tom Brady is like LeBron, where players want to play with him
Right.
and are okay with taking pay cuts and just for that chance to win a ring. Like, just think about the talent that has Tom Brady has been able to play with, and it's not like they going out to like we want Randy Moss. Like, no, Randy Moss wants to be a Patriot.
And I ain't even trying to hate on Brian, but has Brian ever like went to a new team and won that same year?
He tried to with the Lakers, but
Brady did.
Facts.
No, because he lost that first year back in Cleveland. So
Brady.
no.
He lost that first year in Miami.
2015,
Lost
2011.
that first year in LA
Brady did that. He just did that.
at the crib.
He think he Kawhi Leonard, bro.
And I
That's
think-
crazy.
And it's harder to win a one-game playoff than a series because
Hell yeah.
the better team's gonna win the series. That's why it's a series.
And think about who Brady had to beat just to get there.
Jawan's boy.
Still. That's
What-
crazy.
But just this year,
Think
he beat-
about who he had to beat in his 40s
Breeze.
to get to the
he
Super
beat
Bowl.
Rodgers,
Rodgers.
The whole State Farm.
That's like
fuck-
LeBron having to beat
Heineke too.
in the West.
Heineke.
Who in the West? LeBron got to beat the Clippers. He got to beat.
He ain't do that though.
He got to beat the Warriors from 2 years ago, and the
Right.
Clippers from last year, and then the
then in the
Nets
East.
this year. The Nets this year. Like,
Yeah.
that's
That shit hard. That shit real hard.
Best records this season. I
But
was
no,
looking
okay,
at.
so
That boy
transition
took out State Farm by himself.
Yeah,
he should have did He should have had an All-State commercial. during the
Real
game.
talk.
He took out State
Hey,
Farm by
real
himself.
talk. Tom Brady, all state, bro. That's
So
what
we
I'm
saw
saying.
earlier today on ESPN2, we saw some of the young guns playing. The
G League, right? Yep.
So we saw some of the talents like Isaiah Todd, the Jalen Greens, the Kamingas of the world play. Initial thoughts on the game, the style, and just your takeaway from the game itself.
I ain't see it.
Brian Shaw coaching to get a coaching job in the NBA, and I don't like that.
Yeah, why you don't like that?
I don't know.
He taking it to
It
the
was
job.
just the first game.
No, because the reason for this Ignite team is to get development.
Yeah.
It was 4 minutes left in the game. They were down. They were up 7. He had a high schooler point guard on the bench. He has a high schooler 2 guard. He has a high school 3 and 4, and he has a high school 5. But he trashed, so they didn't put the little Asian kid in.
I was just for that.
But with 5 minutes left, I want you to put those young kids out there to see if they can handle it.
My man had
It's
47-year-old Bobby Brown.
Yeah. then you take
Bobby.
Jalen Green out, come with Knicks, but he also come back with Jared Jack. Kaminga played the whole time.
Jared Jack.
You have
Jared Jack
Amir
is in
Jefferson out
the.
there.
Jared Jack was nice.
Yeah, but his time has come and gone.
I know.
This is the time where you put the young kids out there. Then at the timeout, they come back and Jared tell them what he did wrong.
So how many
He chasing
games
the check.
are they playing this year?
I think there's
10
18
or 12?
teams, and I think they play 18 games.
Okay.
Top 8 teams make the playoffs.
So maybe his thought process is that he's going to slowly, get more, have them in those game time situations. This is the first game, so I'm hoping that, that builds them up until like they're playing fourth quarter minutes, and Bobby Brown is sitting on the bench. But this is game 1, so maybe he probably. And there's some players on that team that's still vying for NBA contracts.
Like who? Who
like-
vying for a contract on that team?
I mean, still fighting. Like
Jerry
you still got
Jack?
Brandon Ashley out there that was hooping.
yes,
You
but
know, so
I'm cool. I'm just talking about the lottery picks that are on this team should have closed that game out.
I get that. I hear you.
Like that's all you learn by experience. And so I feel like they should have had that experience going against NBA caliber, literally players who are on NBA teams they're playing against right now. Not people vying for jobs. They have jobs. And they say even during the telecast, this is going to be the best experience they get because you have grown men who are upset that you get this opportunity that they didn't get. Don't
y'all make it 300, 400, 500,000.
500, like, don't hide them
As
from
opposed
that.
to no.
Literally, they built this team for this reason. Let them play. That was the problem I had with Brian Shaw. I feel like he literally is trying to coach this team to get a coaching vacancy next year. But I was impressed by Kuminga.
I like his build. I like his game. I feel like his defense is there. It's NBA ready. Obviously, he can work a bit better on his offensive game. Jalen Green isn't ready. I think he needs more experience, more touches, seeing pick and roll, how to go in and out and stuff like that. But
one thing I noticed, which I hope doesn't translate. Well, I don't say it, but like if we watch this NBA game, the amount of space between players, it was nothing like that during that G League game. Like they actually sat down and played defense because you had a player who's on this at night team that's not gonna make the NBA. You can't have that same help when you got Miles Bridges in the corner. So I feel like I can see him doing better right now in the NBA game than what he did in the G League game, if that makes sense. But he struggled at times. He real loosey-goosey with the ball. I like the fact that Nico Mannion was sticking him because Nico Mannion's got
has
drafted.
NBA experience.
Yeah, he got drafted. I liked his game. He impressed me most out of all the players that played today.
Really, I think for me, Daishan Nix impressed me. Simply him being 6'5", 230, and being able to more so, play within the game and get to where he needs to get to. And I feel like his game, I feel like if he's a point guard, there's not too many point guards that want to stick him, in the league. You got Ben Simmons, maybe him. But everybody else,
But you're saying 6'5" like he's 6'9". Everybody
I'm saying
else
6'5",
6'4".
230.
But everybody's
But
6'5", and
he
at
about to just
230,
poke
it's
you.
gonna be a lot of people that he can't stick.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot of people that he can't get past.
And I want to
too.
see, more of him as far as him defensively, because as we talked off air, I want to see him laterally. Can he stay with LaMelo Ball? Off of
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know.
I highly doubt it, especially with, when you look at players like LeBron James. I think that when people knock his defense, I think the biggest knock on LeBron James' defense is on ball with quicker players, and that's because it's hard to move 240 laterally back and forth. Thank God he keeps his body in great shape, so he's not really putting a lot of stress on the knees trying to do that. And Daishan Nix is nowhere near as athletic. That's the only reason I say that I doubt it right now. Years down the road, who knows? Definitely, probably, but not right now.
True.
But,
Okay.
and going back to my Brian Shaw point, at the end of that game, you notice Jeremy Lin wasn't in.
Insanity.
It was Mannion and Poole playing the guard
Right.
because they're down there for that reason.
Exactly.
To get that gameplay. Jeremy Lin is signed to that Warriors team. He signed a G League deal. But they're doing what's better in the long run for this team. And that's why I wanted Brian Shaw to do the same.
I think we all agree that Isaiah Todd should have stayed committed to Michigan.
He should have committed to South Suburban.
Because his current skill set, there's nothing that he can do. I don't want to say there's nothing that he can do in the NBA currently, but he went to this G League select team to try to become a lottery pick, and he's so far from it. And so the thing is, with this type of team, does this for those players, Knicks, Kuminga, Green, let's just say that it didn't work out. Is this a multi-year type thing for them? I think it's going to have to be for Todd, and the Asian kid as well. I still think Daishan Nix gets drafted.
But is he going to get paid next year? At this point, nah, fam. You got your money last year.
I don't know.
I don't
And
think
that's the thing, though. If they say no, fam, you got your money last year, then what does he do? Like, is he upset and then he just goes pro somewhere else so that he can begin to make money? But like me and Phil like on the rise up, and man, me and Phil talk a lot about how like one hiccup in an athlete's planned career can just fucking change everything, man.
Mm-hmm. And this could be Isaiah Todd's hiccup.
Facts.
Because right now, I don't see him being a first round draft pick at all. Like not even close to a first round draft pick.
I don't either.
Like when I can get
He got to get
Eves
stronger.
Pond.
He's
amount of
not
talent
that
that's coming out
defensively.
this year.
He's all over the place right now.
Who told you
He can't
to go there?
do anything well.
Okay. Okay. All right. What else we got on the?
Big Blue still waiting for you, Isaiah.
So going back to our buy and sell topics, we have the Knicks, Hornets, Kings. Buy
Oh
and
yeah.
sell these-
Talk about my Knicks. Talk about our Knicks, man. What's up?
Buying the Knicks. I think that
Me
was
too.
and I think the Knicks have bought into themselves. I think that's the
Tibbs.
point of the Derrick Rose trade. Instead of just going strictly with Emmanuel quickly. They were over Alfred Payton. Dennis Smith Jr. ain't done shit since he been there. But I think that they believe that they can make a playoff run. Now, I don't think it may not be the best decision for the franchise in the long run, but at the same time, let's just say they make the playoffs and lose in the first round and end up with a 14th or 15th pick. Well, this draft will be deep enough where I still think that they can get someone serviceable. It might not be the exact player that they need, but they can still get someone serviceable at the 14th to 16th pick if they make the playoffs. But I'm buying the Knicks. I watch them a lot. And I do think that they can make the playoffs in the East. And I think
For sure.
they bought into themselves, and that's why they made the trade for Derrick Rose.
Especially with the Raptors and the Heat slumping. Like, that
Yep.
definitely gives them, like,
Yeah, man. Them boys. Tibbs has them not only running them to the ground, like people say. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Julius Randle, I be feeling for Julius Randle's knees, man. That boy playing 48 minutes a game. But
Are y'all buying and selling the Hornets?
Selling.
So
whoa, y'all. The Hornets not gonna make the playoffs?
I don't think so.
Make your case.
Y'all ain't got no-
Make your case with them.
Y'all ain't got no faith in the Hornets and LaMelo Ball?
You have faith in one person.
And that's because he's on your fantasy.
I got faith in Borrego too. He's a former Spurs coach. I think they're well coached. I think LaMelo Ball is
So just 'cause
outstanding.
Jim Boylan was a former Spurs coach.
Well, I mean, Popovich didn't coach a lot of people. He didn't touch a lot of people, but some took good guidance and some didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I'm buying the Charlotte Hornets, man. Like LaMelo has them playing as if he wants to be on like national TV. I think the Charlotte Hornets should take a lot of those Pelicans national TV games. I said that on Twitter too, cause like he's box office, man. They beating a lot of good teams and like they're on a good streak. They might have lost by a dub today, but it is what it is.
What good teams they beating like that?
They just beat somebody. I had to look at the schedule, but like they just beat a couple teams that you had to look like, whoa, okay, they beat them. Okay, so
hey, let's turn this Bulls game real quick.
yeah, gotta get the remote. It's over here. But yeah, gotta turn the Bulls game. But
He ain't beat nobody good recently. I'm looking at it.
look. So tell me who they
the
beat.
last couple wins, like they lost to the Grizzlies. They beat the Rockets, the Wizards.
Beat the Rockets. Okay,
With no Victor Oladipo.
go ahead.
Don't do that.
John Wall.
They beat the Rockets, the Wizards, and the Heat.
They beat the Heat.
But they beat the Heat on the 1st of February. No Jimmy.
All right, who they
I'm
beat
sure
before that?
nobody else. Let's see. End of January,
Yeah. They beat some solid teams.
they did.
Told you.
They
I'll
beat
be
the
watching them.
Bucks.
Boom, beat the Bucks. Oh, that was a solid game by LaMelo
They
too.
actually beat the Bucks and Pacers in back-to-back games.
Woo. So I'm saying though, they will make the playoffs.
That was it for the month.
They will make the playoffs.
But
That's all I'm saying.
I saw the Pistons beat the Lakers. I saw the Pistons beat the Nets.
The Pistons lost every other game though. Like they beat like 5 good teams and then lost every other game.
So buy or sell the Kings.
Halliburton, oh my God, Halliburton is the best ever.
Nah, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. But they're good. I'm selling it.
You sell it?
You sold?
Wait, huh?
They making the playoffs?
No,
No,
I'm
he's
selling that they're
Oh,
not
you're
going to
selling.
make the playoffs.
I'm selling.
You selling?
Man, they not making the playoffs. The Kings.
They're
No.
not making the playoffs.
Wow.
They got a nice little core though. You know what I'm saying? So I think
They gonna be in that little play-in.
Does Halliburton start before the end of the year?
They 9 right now.
That
You still, I mean, it depends on if
Like
you
Dallas
trade.
under
What,
him,
is Buddy Hill locked in?
As they starting 2 guard, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so
Once they get rid of
he's not
Bogdan.
gonna. He's not gonna.
Because they got rid of
Start.
Bogdan.
He's locked.
So I don't see him starting. He'll still get plenty of playing time,
30 minutes a game.
but I don't think he'll start. He may even end up closing out games over Buddy Hill, depending on the type of shooting slump Buddy Hill may be in at the time.
He do close.
He closing now, right?
What happens
They
is
push.
coach have all 3 of them out there.
Yeah, Holmes
small
go
ball.
to the bench, right?
And then who do they push? Holmes or Bagley?
I think it's Bagley. I don't
Okay.
see Bagley out there. It'd be Holmes, Hill,
Barnes,
Barnes,
Halliburton,
Halliburton,
and,
and
Fox.
Fox.
Okay.
and Barnes plays stretch four.
So four, like
So they
four
push
guards, pretty much.
right, and so they push Bagley to the bench.
4 guards in a big. Fox been hooping.
So that's
Earning that money.
right there, man. So he gonna get the playing time.
Who the rookie
If
of the
you're
year?
the Knicks, how are you feeling about passing up on Halliburton? Like, he's everything that a team
Where did Halliburton
player-
get drafted?
You say what?
Where did he get drafted? 11 or 12 or something like
I think 13.
no.
If the Knicks would have
Where would he
drafted
go?
him, he would be the rookie of the year this year.
that? If the
Is
Knicks
something wrong
draft
with
him.
Emmanuel Quigley, though?
Huh?
He ain't Halliburton.
Yeah, Tibbs coaches him. That's what's wrong with
I think
Quickly.
he's having a decent year. I think he. Yeah,
Right,
he's
he'll
not
get
Halliburton.
better.
Who would you rather have, Halliburton?
He's not
or Quigley?
Halliburton.
Oh, okay.
He's not Halliburton.
Jamal about
He's
to.
not Halliburton with this team, and they think they're
Well, I'm
going
just
to the
saying,
playoffs.
is it a direct miss though from him? Though? Like,
It's not that
They
it's a
dra-
direct miss.
They drafted
but
Obi Toppin, and they have a team full of forwards already.
yeah.
And then they just scooped Taj Gibson. Right? Come on.
Right. Come on back. The game's back together, Ty.
Come on. Right?
So, I think that was a big miss for their first draft pick under the new regime.
Rookie
Quickly.
of the year race. Is it getting tight? We got a
It's not. LaMelo Ball's rookie of the year is
Nigga
obviously.
ain't waiting no time.
Obviously.
And who are these two people?
LaMelo.
LaMelo and LaMelo.
Halliburton.
LaMelo Ball and LaMelo.
Now, does that kid in Oakland or San Francisco, do he have a shot if he comes back healthy
No.
later in the season?
Kid in San Francisco.
It's too late.
Why?
Man.
No.
Oh.
No.
It's done deal.
You take off.
No, wait.
Halliburton took off.
Hey, all I'm saying
Halliburton
is,
getting better every
all I'm saying is,
game, man.
LaMelo Ball is a negative like 300,
Exactly what happened
to
after
get-
2018. Coming back.
with 2 blocks.
Right.
2010 and
Put
2.
a dent in this race.
Yeah, LaMelo doing his thing, man. What can I say? That boy killing. Big Baller brand. Shout out. Let's collab one day. Rock with us. So yes, it's a lot of races going on. So let's talk MVP race, man. So you got Joel Embiid, and then you got who else in the MVP race? You got Kawhi, you got LeBron in the MVP race. You got
Joker.
who?
Jokic.
Oh, okay, yeah. So tell us. So can we rank your top 3 MVPs right now?
For me, I would say Embiid, Braun, and I'm gonna go Kawhi as my third.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just going a mixture of overall play, team's performance, and impact. And I feel like all those candidates, their teams are at the top tier, and they're at the top of their game. So that's my 3.
Okay. Who y'all got top 3 MVP?
I got Joel, LeBron, and then the Joker. And the reason why I bring the Joker up because we saw Westbrook lead a team to the 7th seed and win MVP.
Man, that was so iffy, man. I'm
Joker's doing
sorry.
that
As a big man.
as a big, and between COVID and injuries, he hasn't had a sidekick all season.
Yeah, with Gary Harris, I mean, not
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
He
And
been
let's
hurt.
be realistic.
He
They
just
only
disappeared.
They only 2 games out of being in the 4th seed.
Right.
So,
And, it's not like they just
team
asked.
could lose 2 games and they right back at the top.
And we sat here. We just looked at all of Paul George. Paul George and Kawhi are having mirroring seasons, so that's why I say it's more of a knock because Kawhi has that sidekick help. Brian is doing it without AD right now. Joel Embiid is
AD playing.
But AD is taking a step back from
a huge step back,
Yeah.
and Joel
He's doing
Embiid is
his
leading
thing
that team
with
as well.
less minutes.
So
with less
that's
minutes.
Okay. Question minute for who y'all top three.
Mine pretty similar to Juwan's.
Yeah.
Embiid, LeBron, Jokic, the Joker. He doing his thing. Yeah, it's pretty solid to me.
Embiid one, LeBron, Joker. Okay. Crush.
Now, I actually have Joker 1.
Joker's your MVP right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that's based on
The fact that he doesn't have a sidekick and he's averaging a triple-double in the West
As a center.
as a center.
Period.
Number 2, I would go Embiid, and then I'd go LeBron. But, oof. That's kind of tough.
it's tough, man.
Because LeBron almost
Took that
40
gut
doing
shot.
that. But,
So no KD in y'all top three?
It's
playing.
cause he
Not
can't.
quite. Not quite.
He
He
be
been
missing
playing
a
enough.
week at a time.
Yeah.
But healthy. Oh yeah, boy.
KD was one at first.
You say what?
KD was
Yeah,
my
'cause he
MVP.
averaged 32 on 50, 40, 90. That's
Doing his
why.
thing. So it's-
My three are the same, unfortunately. Joker, Embiid, LeBron,
Joker and Embiid, LeBron.
and I think it's that order for me as well. But if you recall, I am on wax. I don't know if it was the last one or the time before when we brought up MVP, and mine was Joker.
Joker's your MVP. Okay. And then our sidebars, just sidebar, Joker and Embiid. Who's better right now? Who's the better player?
Embiid.
I'm taking Embiid.
And why?
I think for me, they are mirroring players as far as what you can get out of them. I just think that Joel Embiid's a little bit better defensively. He gives you more attributes that you probably can't teach fundamentally. You know, Joker, hands down, is definitely fundamental, but I just think that Joker, a little bit defensively, has a slighter edge over Joker.
Okay.
The half block that you're talking about.
And I actually think it's
True.
only on blocks, though, because the steals, as far as actually going after the ball, that's more Joker, even though he's slow. So yeah, I just think that Embiid is just an overall better player. I think he's a more dominant player, which is why I would choose Embiid as being the best player. A better player than Joker.
Alfred is bars.
But that half a block, in my opinion, is a wash. You know what I'm saying? Because
Man, we gotta let this season progress too.
the thing is, there's a difference between the two in steals. And as we spoke about, I can block your shot, but your teammate can recover that and still score. On a steal, it's a complete change of possession. You don't even get a shot. So, I don't know what you're frowning your face for.
No, I'm thinking. Go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm
So
just
again,
thinking.
I think I think that half a block is a wash when you can say the Joker averages more steals and it equals the change of possession. So which defensive play? And I'm not posing the actual question, but which defensive play actually means more?
I'm trying to think of a comparison. Like
You don't have to.
So wait, what's your top 3 MVP, and who do you think is the
You
better
got
player?
Joel 1. Brian 2.
right now.
Nah, he going Kawhi. Kawhi is top 2.
Oh, let me talk.
Right.
You got it.
God. Yeah. Right now, I still have Joel Embiid, my number 1 MVP race, and then 2. I'm gonna go Kawhi.
Y'all were dumb if y'all thought he was finna put Brown.
2, I'm gonna go Kawhi.
I just want to let y'all know that. Chill out.
And then after that, Embiid, Kawhi, and then I'm gonna go Bron 3rd, and then Joker. Yeah. You gotta respect what Big Bronny doing out there. So,
Definitely.
doing your
I mean,
thing out there.
Same Braun, less minutes.
Yeah, 27, 7, and 7 still, right? For 20 years. So you gotta, 18 years, whatever. So gotta respect it. How many MVPs he got? 4,
Yeah.
right? I thought it was 5 at one point, but yeah, like 4 MVPs for Bron. I don't know. It's gonna be close. Like,
Crazy thing is, like, ain't no letting Braun shoot the 3 this year.
yeah, he making like 3 threes a game.
Shoot 40%.
And shooting 41% or something like that. That was crazy.
Look at Lil Will. I don't know what y'all talking to me for.
That Lou Will. What else we got?
7, didn't
What happened?
As a player now, as an overall player, what's your issues now with LeBron?
Issues. I ain't got no issues with Bron. He just,
He can't shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no,
Defense.
Brian been actually I ain't got no complaints about him now because at first my complaint was okay, can you shoot the 3, blah blah blah, he shoot the 3, and then I in my mind I was like, man, I want LeBron to be more Magic Johnson later in his career. He's doing that too, like he's distributing. He's really just shutting me up a lot. So, but the free throws is still an issue. Like you can't be airballing free throws as a GOAT, dog. Like you call yourself a GOAT and you airballing free throws, bro. Come on, I just can't, man. It's those little things. Just them little things is like, what is that? If a motherfucker can make a Shaq and a fool about you, G, I don't know. I can't. So he got to improve that. Like, get in the gym, improve your free throw shooting. You'll shut me up for life, bro. And then, hey, one of the things was funny. Ray Allen said today that LeBron randomly calls him and thanks him for that 2013 three-pointer in the corner. I think that was hilarious that he said that. He randomly calls me, hey, bro, thank you for that shot, man. You saved my career, bro. You saved my legacy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saved my entire fucking legacy, bro.
Skill.
Hey, you should call Kyrie low-key and thank him for his three-pointer too, but that's another story. So, yeah, that's it on that. So that's our MVP race. What else we got? Well, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's it for this episode of Numbers Lie. It was something else we was going to talk about, right? That's it? You sure?
Nobody wants to talk about Draymond's value, okay?
Oh, y'all see? Yeah, all right. Next episode, we're going to talk about that. Next episode, we're going to talk about future Hall of Famer Draymond Green and what he means to the Golden State Warriors. Say, what you Draymond in a future Hall of Famer?
I feel if Rasheed Wallace isn't a Hall of Famer, why should Draymond Green be a Hall of Famer?
Wow. Rasheed Wallace got one ring?
That's a real thing.
Rasheed Wallace got one ring, right?
2.
Pistons and
Did he win one with the Celtics?
No, he didn't win one with the Celtics.
Oh,
I'm just
so
saying.
does that matter? So team rings?
So real quick,
So
since
team
we're on
rings?
the subject, are there any, can we spew out, and this is something I think about all the time, can we put any sort of, what's it called, parameters on the Hall of Fame?
No.
Anything, just from your opinion.
There's no
It's
parameters
too
on the
late.
Hall of
If
Fame.
T-Mac made first ballot.
And that's one of my things, T-Mac is a Hall of Famer now, so what are we doing? Is there something you'd be like, all right, if you're gonna be Hall of Fame, bro, you gotta do this. You gotta have this.
I think you could. So here's the thing. So I'm not sure, how in the baseball Hall of Fame you are. But there's certain plateaus that you
Yeah, they
hit
strict. I know they're strict, right?
that you know what I'm saying, not necessarily guaranteed, but damn near the 3,000 hit club. I think that shit is beautiful.
So Ichiro and buddy from the Orioles.
300 career bat,
With a certain
all of that. You know what I'm
amount of
saying?
home runs.
There are certain milestones that
Unless you Barry Bonds.
Right.
there are certain milestones that not necessarily you have to hit, but that a player, you know what I'm saying, a fan can at least say, well, I mean, that's why he in the Hall.
Yeah, that makes sense. He in the Hall, okay, that makes sense.
He had 3,600 hits. You know what I'm saying?
How can he not be in the Hall?
Exactly.
So is there something like that for basketball? For NBA?
No, but there could or should be.
I know.
But as Corey said, it's way too late for that now.
That's unfortunate, man. They should have just been strict from the jump and just made it just real, But whatever. It is what it is. Draymond Hall of Fame. I don't care what y'all say. We'll talk about next episode, though. So, yeah, that's about it.
Tell Tayshaun Prince. That's all he is.
Tayshaun Prince? Wow. That boy had 6 rebounds, 15 assists, 3 steals, 4 steals, 3. The boy had 10 assists. Draymond Green is the first player in NBA history with a triple-double without 10 points. Y'all know that? I saw that stat today.
He took him out.
That's crazy. But anyway, that's it for Numbers Live. We're going to watch this Pelicans-Bulls game. But again, check us out. I'm gonna post this on YouTube and we're on Facebook and all of that. And get your merch.
To the bench immediately after that.
And yeah, NumbersLie podcast. We'll holler at y'all next time.
That's a foul.
And we out. Peace out.
Take care, y'all.
Bye bye.
Take care of your
Bye-bye
chickens.
now.
For the guys.